Hi everyone, Indez here. These are the top 10 beginner tips that I wish I knew before I started to play the game. This is gonna change your progression by a mile. I'm telling you, you're gonna change the way you see the game. So we're gonna go from normal gems until the end that you're gonna also talk about familiars. So let's dive into the first ones. What are normal gems? So if you go to your bags here in the bottom, you're gonna find that you have like these aquamarines, these the sapphires, the rubies. So you're gonna be able to slot them on your green set items. These green set items are gonna come a bit later on in the game, but they are gonna be the main responsible for you to increase your secondary stats. So your secondary attributes are very important because PvP, it is pretty much the end game, but even in PvE, they're gonna make a huge difference because they're gonna increase your critical hit damage, it's gonna increase your armor, and overall they are way more powerful than just boosting your resonance. So every day, if you go in a party of 4 people, you are able to get 12 daily gems, and every week you can do Erebban, you can do Abyssal Verge, or you can do the hidden ledge that they pop around the world every once in a while, and you can actually farm 63 bound gems and 63 unbound gems. So please do this weekly and daily farm, because if you do, you're gonna be way stronger. So point number 2, it is gonna be, where is the best place to actually farm some XP? Well, I'm already there. It is here in the gate of Paragon. If you still didn't open this gate, it's probably because like you're maybe still very early in the game. So if you don't have Erebban yet, probably the best way it is to actually go do some circle farming, just go around the world and kill with a party tag, and you deliver your monster answers. But once you unlock the Erebban, and you can do it solo, we can do it to the party, it is one of the most easiest modes to actually do, because you don't need to do a lot. All you need to go is to open some chests. So I'm not gonna do all of it, but after you open this door, you're gonna try to be as fast as you can. So you use your sprint, use your movement skills, use your dashes. All you need is to be fast, and you need to go and open the max chest that you can get. So once you do, then you're gonna have these danger levels. These danger levels can go until 8, and afterwards, once you run out of Erebban, you are able to receive the weekly gems. So this is actually the best place to farm XP, because all those chests that you saw, they give a lot of XP. Not only that, afterwards they have a chance to give you these abyssal answers, and also the chests have a chance to drop your monster answers. If you don't know, these monster answers that they should be here on my bags, well, here they are. You can go and you can deliver them on the altar, or the abyssal answers you can also deliver here in this rake guy. So these are extra boosts that is gonna inflate your XP boost. So if you farm these for like 1, 2, or 3 hours, so it doesn't matter what is the time, you're gonna be able to actually very quickly get as maximum levels as you can. This is the bestiary. Once you deliver the 10 monster answers, it's gonna drop you a few items, a few freebies. So very good. Now moving on to the best place to farm some gold. Well, if you're the shadows, which you're probably gonna be if you're starting the game, you are gonna able to enter every day in the morning around lunchtime and in the evening to something that is called the vault. The vault, it is when the shadows, they go and they assault the vault that the immortals, like I am myself, we have our gold, we have our sets. So if you go on your shadows base, like underground, the city of West March, you're gonna see I think it's in the left top corner, you're gonna see some NPC similar to this guy that you're gonna be able to actually go and raid in the vault. For us immortals, we actually have to do the opposite. While the shadows, they attack, well, the immortals, they have to defend. So you see here, Monday to Saturday from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. and then from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. This has a weekly cap. It's gonna give you some extra heals. It is gonna give you a lot and lots of gold. So that it is actually the best way that you can get a bunch of gold out of the blue if not, you can also go and do your events. Events are also, for example, a very good source of just making a goal. Like, look at this. You do like a few matches and you get like 10,000, 7,000, 30,000. It is actually very good because not only gonna have scraps, you're gonna have battle points, but you're also gonna make goals. And if you've done all of these things, you've done your vault and you've done your events, well, then you go back to the normal open world farming, which you just kill some mobs, you get some gold, and that's pretty much it. So let's move on to what is the platinum farm. So the platinum farm is the currency inside the game, the in-game currency that right now I have 15,000. Well, right now it is quite harder than it used to be in the past, but still the method, it is always the same. You want to go and you want to sell pretty much everything that is unbound to your account. So what is unbound? Unbound, it means like, well, it's not bound, right? So if it has this icon right here, this action as icon, it means that it is sellable. So if I want to go and I want to sell, you go here to the bottom of the West March, you have the market. If you have the Plenty of Bloom, which is a, well, you know, like a pay to win feature that's going to allow you to go to the action house remotely, but I don't have it. So I'm gonna go here like the old school way. I'm gonna speak with DM, and if I wanted, I was able to actually go and I could list my roiling consequence. So in this case, I don't want because I'm going to use it in the future, but if I wanted, I would. So I'm going to show you all the things that I usually sell. Everything that is runes or pets, I tend to sell. Also legendary gems. I sell all of these. This is how I make my plat. It is not insane amount of plat, as you guys can see. I'm also probably not like the best action house guy to manipulate buy and sells. Like, I don't really care, I just like to play the game. But one thing that I will recommend you not to do, it is to sell your normal gems. Some people will tell you that you should sell. In my opinion, you shouldn't sell, because if you do sell, you're gonna be so far behind, man. That is gonna be incredible, because the way you get strong, as I said in the beginning, it is by boosting your secondary attributes. There are some people that, you know, they have like multiple alts, they have multiple accounts, and then they will just farm non-stop, and then they will funnel all these you know, they will sell the gems, it's just like, it is another world. I don't do any of that. I just play with my alt. I try to make my alt as bigger and stronger as possible. I like to kick some ass and I have some fun. So anything that is not fun for me, I usually tend to not do it, and so I avoid it. So this is the way I make my plat. So it is, in my opinion, very easy to do it. Now there is actually a change when it comes to the pets. A lot of people are saying, oh, I cannot sell my pets. Well, that is because now after a major patch, you can actually not sell your normal pets. The pets have to become and be aberrant. However, if you have old pets from the old patches, you can still sell them, but afterwards, once you go here and you summon new pets, then the only way to actually sell them, it is to use the convert feature. The convert feature, it is here. Once you select a pet, you click here, you're gonna have the convert, you select 3 pets, boom boom, and then you can use these to convert, right? So nowadays the convert actually doesn't have a cost. In the past it used to have a cost, but it is a way that you can have like legendary skills, legendary traits, and it is pretty good. They are making and trying to make the system way easier to interact, but it is still a bit complex. In the future it might have an actual rehaul. So moving on to the next tip, it is when it comes to the raids. Well, raids are also super important for your progression inside the game, because it is going to be one of the main responsible things for you to go and progress on your Seeker's path. This is also another thing new added to the game. You have your ancestral tableau. This is pretty much, you just play the game, you're going to have activity points, and this is going to start to increase. So you pretty much, all you need to do is to play the game. But when it comes to all the elite query, legendaries. These are demonic remains that they drop from the bosses, and if as you level up your reliquary with the the demonic remains that you don't need, you're gonna salvage them. You're gonna have the void blood slang that you're gonna use to upgrade your reliquary, and this also is gonna increase your combat rate. Why this is also important and why I'm touching on this, because a lot of you guys, you look here at my character and you may see your current character, which is a very low level one, and you may think, well, but Indez, you have all these 8 slots, and then you have extra weapons. Like, why my character doesn't have all the green slots, or it doesn't have all the 8 slots? Well, it is pretty much because you're probably still playing in a very low difficulty, and the way you actually go and keep progressing on the game, it is by killing the last boss of the difficulty. Once you kill the last boss of L1, you're gonna unlock the Hell 2. Once you kill the Hell 2, you go and unlock the Hell 3, etc, etc. So it's just always like that. Every time you want to progress into the next activity, to just go do the difficulty, for example, right now I'm at Inferno 4, right? So if I want to unlock the Inferno 5, I will have to go and I'll have to kill in Inferno 4 this new guy. It is called Vogmarik the Tormentor. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to do it soon. Right now I still don't have the enough combat rating, but once I do and I kill it, I'm gonna unlock it. So this is the way that you keep progressing on the game. It is very important that you guys keep pushing, because if you are and you stay for a very long time in a very low difficulty, well, this is gonna make you, stay behind. So a quick cheat code, it is, if you're struggling, well, try to go and ask here in the world chat. So you do /1 and you type looking for raid boost and for Hell 1, right? And I'm pretty sure that if you're lucky, you're gonna find some veteran that's gonna help you. I did this to progress whenever I started to play the game. A lot of people do this, and people will not, because it's very hard to actually go in solo after a while. So just take the help of some veteran or your guildmate or whatever, and you're gonna keep progressing on the game. Talking about the progression, let's talk about combat rating. So the way you see and you check your combat rating, once you open your character menu, you're gonna see here that you're gonna have this little man. So if you click on the little man, it's gonna open all your stats, and you are able to see your combat rating. Right now my combat rating is 42,700. I'm doing well, but it is a long journey to just keep progressing your combat rating inside this game. Is a never-ending grind. So it is the main stat that's gonna dictate how much damage are you gonna take or how much damage you're gonna deal. Well, there is a cap of 11%, but this is another thing that is very, very important. Combat rating, it is the main key to progress on the game. So I already showed you the Seeker's Path, but I'm gonna tell you that whenever you can, you should actually keep always farming for your gear ranks. Your legendary gear, it is super important that you try to level this up to a maximum of level 30. Level 30 is gonna take you a very, very long time, but more and more it is getting easier and easier. So that's a good news for the new players. So don't worry that you're going to be able to do probably even easier than I did. So whenever you have nothing to do, you use your gold and your scraps, and you're going to go here to the blacksmith. You're going to use the service, and you're going to have here the upgrade. As you see here, I'm already maxed. I cannot use anything, but I still have to max out my secondary items. So you see here, I'm going to need a few scraps, and I'm going to need this cryptic crystal. So when it comes to the legendary gear, to level up, all you need is some gold dust and scraps, and the other one, it is to actually go and do some challenge rifts. So challenge rift is gonna be here in the palace court in the middle of the city, and it is like a feature that you're gonna be presented like pretty much in the first hour of the game, and it is pretty much like a tower mode. You have like multiple levels, and these levels gonna give you the materials that you need to level up your green set items. So level up your gear, it is pretty much the only thing that you can do. Like all the time 24/7 to keep boosting your combat rating so you can progress on the game. Also, I'm going to tell you that when it comes to Challenge Rift, if you have a friend that is stronger than you, it can actually boost you. So you go as a party, 2 people or 3 people or 4 people, doesn't matter, and you start leveling up one by one. So there is a change here that if you do this by yourself, if I do the 355 and I complete it, and then I go and I do the 360, well, if I do it alone, I will be able to complete all these levels in one go, so you kind of save some time. But if you do it with a party, you actually gonna have to do the 356, 357, 358, so you have to do all of them to receive all the rewards. This is very important for you to know, because this challenge rift not only gives a lot of materials for you to level up your gear, but also gives a lot of XP. So put some priority here on the seeker's path, level up, upgrade your gear, which is very, very important, upgrade your reliquary, and upgrade your ancestral tableau by playing the game. I hope this helps you, because I see a lot of players. I have a huge guide also when it comes to this. Can go a bit more in depth, but as a beginner tip, this is all you need to know. Now let's talk about the main pay-to-win system, which are the legendary gems. So legendary gems in this game, they actually can make or break your character. So as a free-to-play or a low spender, you gotta be very careful where you actually gonna put your resources. It is very easy to go to a path that you're gonna just waste a lot of time and months by building the wrong gems. I also got another very good ultimate legendary gem guide with like some free-to-play packs until like from the beginning of the game to the late game. I'm gonna, like, any information that it is useful for these guides, I'm gonna put like more guides in the bottom that you guys can see. It's like some deep dives that is gonna help you for you to understand the game a bit better. But something that you want to aim in the beginning of the game, understand that even if you have like 5 stars dropping to you, which it is tempting to use, but in the beginning of the game you don't have a lot of resources, so aim to actually go and focus on gems that have 1 star or 2 stars. They are just way easier to build. I've been playing for 8 months and look at me, I got like 2 5 stars and they are only rank 2 and rank 3. I'm gonna explain why getting them to rank 4 now after this patch is so important. So try to play with gems like Berserker Eye, anything that says increases all damage or critical strike, or for example here the Fergan's Fang. This is a very good gem that you get from the battle pass. It's gonna increase all the damage that you deal on the target. Morn Skull, it is the gem that it came from the World of Warcraft event. Again, increase all damage. Pen Clasp, whenever you have a dot on the target, is going to increase all damage. The Viper's Bite, it is a dot. Why am I using these? I'm using these dots, these poison, to trigger instantly my Pen Clasp. That these two actually, they pretty much are married. It's like a couple. Then you have your Mother's Lament, which is going to boost your crit by 20% at rank 5. Have in mind that all of these bonus that you saw, these numbers, they keep increasing with the rank. The higher the rank, the more powerful they're gonna be, and also the more stars they have, the harder will actually, like, rank 5 gems in this game, they come like with different qualities. They come from like the quality 2 out of 5 to a 5 out of 5. They have like different combat rating values and different resonance values, but at the end of the day, a 2 out of 5 or a 5 out of 5, they will do exactly the same effect. To be honest, this was something that it made me a bit, as a free-to-play, I was like, okay, but why should I get a 3 out of 5? People say, no, you get it because it's better, it's going to give you more resonance. But the reality, I thought, okay, a 3 out of 5 is going to give me a better, like, more crit or something to get me like really excited, right? So no, that's not the case. A 2 out of 5 or 5 out of 5, they have exactly the same effect. The effect is boosted by your rank and not by how many stars it has, not by its quality. This is something that a lot of players they don't understand. But now let's talk about something that this is pretty much going to be the currency that, unless you're very, very lucky by getting your legendary crest. I'm saving this crest because on Christmas I'm going to do a free-to-play 100 legendary crest. This is a very bad idea if you're just a player. I'm just doing because I'm a content creator and I think it's fun to actually hoard like 100. But this is the currency that you guys gonna be able to pull these gems, right? So let's go here and let's speak about these internal legendary crests. These are the ones that whenever these gems gonna drop, they're gonna be gems that gonna be unbound, which means any gem that's gonna be dropped by these, you are able to sell on the market. The other thing, it is this one, the legendary crest. Every gem that is dropped by here, well, they are bound, which means like you cannot sell. All you can do is use or salvage or do whatever or delete it if you want, right? So this is important. That also to understand that these boats, they have different PTs, which means a PT system is whenever you reach to pulling 50 of these crests, and if you're very unlucky and you didn't pull any 5-star, like the very big ones, the best gems in the game, if you don't get it, well, at the 50 you gonna get a guaranteed 5-star. The same happens here, but they don't share the same PT. For a long time I thought they did, but they actually don't. The rare crests are the main responsible to actually, they can drop also 1-star gems, but pretty much you're gonna have these Turtleic fragments. That's what they're gonna drop. Then if you want, you can go to the jeweler, and on the jeweler you're gonna be able to craft many gems. As long as you have Turtleic fragments, you're gonna be able to go here, you craft and you select whatever you want. As you see, there's a bunch of gems. So have in mind that 1 and 2 stars are pretty much, as a free-to-play or a low spender, the best way to go, and 5 stars you kind of have to be a bit careful. If you want to actually go and craft your 5 stars, you're gonna be able to get these Turtleic pearls. Well, these Turtleic pearls are you can get them like on events, pretty much like on events, like you get them. You also can buy them on your Hills Trader, and afterwards you can use them 40 to trade for a 5-star. If you're starting the game, the first one that you should get, in my opinion, and in many others' opinion, it is the Bloodsoaked Jade, because this game you don't have mounts, so you have to walk or run everywhere, and it gives an increase of movement passive speed of 10%, which it is huge, makes it the best gem in the game, but you only gonna need 1 copy. Afterwards, after you get 1 copy of these, you actually want to use your Turtleic pearls to get the Roiling Consequence. This is the best gem in the game. It does everything. It gives you crit, it gives explosions, it gives AoE, it gives burning. Whenever you get the burn, you actually get extra. It is an insane gem. So these two are the only two that, in my opinion, you actually should invest at the start of the game, your Turtleic pearls. So I try to sum up as fast as I could. There is a lot more to it, but I go more in depth on my legendary guides. So moving on to the next one, let's talk about Awaken slots. Awaken slots is whenever you reach with a legendary gem to rank 4. Right now, this, for example, is rank 5. So this Awaken, they actually, if you just start to play the game, now is rank 4. But in the past, used to be you needed to have at rank 10. Then from rank 10 went to rank 5, and now it's rank 4. So at rank 4, you really want to go and awaken the slots. As you see here, I got my slots like looking like this purple thing, and these ones are like some whitish. Probably if you don't have your awaken slots, you're not gonna see like this white border, this purple border. But the way you actually do it, you have to go here near the blacksmith on the shop. If you scroll down here, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, on the reforged stones here in the bottom, you got this Dawning Echo. In the past, this used to be a very heavy pay-to-win system. You could only buy with orbs, but now you can actually buy with 10k plat. I know it is still a lot, and I know it's still hard, but if you have some extra plat, this will be your #1 priority, in my opinion. Awakening the first 8 slots, it is the thing that it should be in the top of the mind. So you buy these and then you take it to the jeweler, and here you're gonna have this guy here, you're gonna have your gem resonance, and then you're gonna select the gear and you're gonna have here an option to awaken the slot. So it's just gonna consume your Dawning Echo, and then once it's done, you're gonna realize here on my gear that I have, if I scroll down here, right, I'm using an instance, and this instance is changing the way my sprint works. So whenever I have my sprint, it's gonna make my projectiles being powered to trigger Firestorm. So really cool. But what I want you to look forward, it is this green text. This is the Awaken text. So sprint cooldown has decreased by 10%. Here, if I also change, for example, let's change this. So here I don't have this Awaken slot because I have a 5-star that is rank 3. But if I put this 1-star rank 5, well, now I awakened my slot, so now I was able to get 10% more increased cooldown on my sprint. So these cooldown reductions are gonna be the main responsible for you to get, like, for example, your sprint 100% uptime. So if you see here on my screen, whenever I activate the sprint, well, the sprint cooldown is gonna end before the duration of my sprints ends, and this is what is called to get your 100% uptime on your skills. This is going to be very important for you to actually just run around the world to kill everything. You just pop all your, like, for example, the rat, the sprint, and the hammer, and as you see, I'm going to be able to have them always 100% uptime because I'm reducing the skill cooldowns and I'm increasing my beneficial effect duration. There is another video that we can go more in depth about this, but just have in mind, reduce your cooldown reduction in your mobility skills, and then you want to have things like this that's gonna increase the duration of your beneficial effect duration. I also have on my chest, if I go here, beneficial increase duration here, beneficial effect increase duration. Also you can get on your belts, on your boots. So there are many ways that you can have these. So the concept is you reduce your cooldowns, you increase your beneficial effect duration, and along the way you're gonna find a middle that you're gonna be able to just keep spamming your buffs, and they're gonna be up 100% of the time. So awaken slots are very important for this, but also they are very important because they can also increase your damage of your skills by 10% here. Then it's gonna increase here on my hammer, I think is the cooldown reduction. Then we have here, I think also is gonna be the cooldown reduction. So one important thing, it is by having these 3 sprint slots, I'm reaching to the cap. The cap of skill cooldown reduction in this game, it is 30%. You cannot go above 30%. 30% is that it. So if you already have 30%, you don't have to push for extra. So I hope this helps you. The Awaken slots are very underrated. A lot of people, especially beginners, they don't know or they sleep on it. So having them is gonna be a game changing for you. Moving on to the Paragon. Well, the Paragon, it is very important. In the beginning of the game, there is only one Paragon that you want to carry. It is called the Vanquisher that you guys can see here. The Vanquisher pretty much is gonna give everything that you need in this game, right? So it's gonna give you the treasure find. Remember when I said that increasing your combat rating, it is your top priority in this game? Well, that is because it's gonna keep you progressing in the game. So the way you do this, and the way if you want to get more scraps and more gold dust to actually go and keep leveling up your gear, it is by getting more and more drops. So once you have more drops coming, you can salvage them and then you can use to upgrade your gear. So things like the treasure find, which increase 50% of the gear they drop. Then you use the grid, which is going to increase by 75. Then you should also use these, which are going to increase by 50% the XP you get. Gold, it is going to be a bottleneck in the beginning of the game. So having this gold find, it is extremely important. Remember that this is only gonna be for monsters, so anything that is about, it's not 50% all around is just from the mobs that you kill. So having these 4 in the beginning of the game, it is very important. Also, if you want, you can go with these. If not, you can just increase 5% of your damage, and you also gonna do very, very well. Another one that is also very nice, it is delaying the inevitable. If you're gonna go for a farming for a long time, you're gonna have your kill streaks. The longer it goes, the higher the number of the kill streaks. For example, you kill 1000, kill 2000 or 3000 mobs, it's gonna give you lots and lots and lots of XP. So sometimes having these whenever you're farming for a very long time, it is very nice. But in my opinion, in the beginning of the game, you should probably go with a lucky. It is gonna be easier for you to just use, or if you don't like it, use these, and it's gonna increase 5% of your damage. Then the legendary skills, these will come later on in the game, but if you are already there, you pretty much want to select the lightning rod for now. Then you have like the benefactor for PvP. I'm not gonna go too much into this, but yeah, until your gear is level 30 until your gear is level 30, all you want to use all the time, in my opinion, it is pretty much the Vanquisher. There are a few exceptions, which are when you do PvP, you want to go with the Gladiator that has the cheat dead, so you can go with something like this, for example. That's going to give you first aid, it's going to heal you, this is going to reduce the damage you take, this is going to reduce the damage you take and also add more damage, this is going to make you immune to CC, and this is going to be a cheat dead. This is a very normal, usually you can use it in almost any class. One important thing, if you're really struggling in the game against a very tough boss, for example, you go to raids, right, you're gonna struggle, you can also go here and also have a cheat dead from Indestructible. You just go and you just put all these left side, and you're gonna make you like very strong. And pretty much you're just gonna reduce the damage that you take, and also you're gonna have like this shit dead. I really like these. I do it, for example, for the Oblivion Pillars. If I'm in a class that is you know, a bit weaker than usual, I usually just pop these and I'm gonna do fine. The Slinger, it is this again for the late in the game. This is gonna be important for you to do like even more damage. So if I'm playing with a melee class, I like to go with something like this. Yeah, this is pretty much all you have to understand. It's gonna increase your critical hits chance and increase and boost your damage. If you're playing, for example, Demon Hunter or something with a bit more range, you can go with these two. So I hope this it actually helps you. Now you have like the new one, but this like is only a level 600, so you're not gonna be able to do and use this for a long time. But like I use for like the first like 5 months probably of the game, 4 or 5 months, I always use something like this. It worked out very well. And then whenever I got all my gear at level 30, then I started using the other options, because now I want to be fast, I just want to do more DPS, and I'm not worried about all these things. So last but not the least, we have the last point, which is the familiars. Well, when it comes to the familiars, it is very simple. You're gonna have some contracts that you're gonna drop like with the elite mobs. I have here now, oh my god, I have 110. I am saving to do like this massive video, like summon 100 familiars, but I'm waiting for the new pet. But whenever I do, I'll have like a lot, probably I'm gonna summon for it. So once you have 5 or 1, whatever it is, like you just summon them. All you have to care, also Nishka, like she has here some contracts that every week you can buy 3 of them, so for very cheap. But what is more important, it is when it comes to familiars, you just have to be concerned about 2 pets. One, it is try to get a dragon, if you can, that's gonna have lingering wounds. This lingering wounds is pretty much an armor breaker that is going to increase the damage that you do. So if you have a dragon with these, well, you're pretty much set. Also in the beginning of the game, one that is very nice to have, it is the Dusk Prowler. This one I used for a very long time. It is gonna give you a lot of shields, which gonna prevent you from dying. Unfortunately, I don't have Savior on mine, so let's talk about Savior. Savior, it is the skill that is gonna add a cheat dead which makes you immune for dying for 3.3 seconds. This, it is pretty much a must-have once you start to take PvP a bit more serious. Until then, until you don't have this, PvP is gonna be a pain in the ass. So with this, these are the only two pets that I have and that I use. I use the Brawler Talon for PvE, I use my Quake Strider with the Savior for PvP, and I'm pretty much done with the pets. I don't interact at all with these because as a free-to-play there is not much I can actually do. So with this, these are pretty much all the top tips that I feel like any player should know and should go and deep dive into the game. It's gonna help you a lot, and if you liked and you're still here, please don't forget to drop the timestamp and type cheese so I know that you guys are the legends that keep carrying this channel. I hope this helped you, and with this, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the live streams. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Catch you guys next one. Peace.